updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are being joined now by Miss Petula Jack, founder and lead facilitator of the Institute of Academic Support, as we talk about their new term coming up. So good morning and welcome to you. How are
Hi,
you?
good morning, Kandace. I'm fine, thank you.
All right, great. So first of all, let's just get into what is the Institute of Academic Support.
The Institute of Academic Support is a registered business. It was registered in 2021. We host CSEC classes, CAPE classes, and soon we'll be hosting professional development courses as well. I am a teacher. I've been teaching for over a decade under the name of Patient Petula and Petula CSEC classes. But as of 2021, I registered the business. And in addition to the 3 subjects that I tutor in, which are social studies, POB, and office administration, I would have expanded to include other subjects as well. So now we go under the name of the Institute of Academic Support, tagline, Ignite Your Mind.
And tell me about that change and just moving in that direction.
It was a really nice one. I am proud of the growth of the organization so far. I did not envision it. Honestly, I was satisfied with doing the 3 subjects that I love and passionate about teaching. But due to the success rate and the call for the additional subjects by the students as well as their parents, I decided to transition, and other like-minded teachers are now on board who share and bind to the philosophy of the Institute of Academic Support. So we are now offering much more than the 3 subjects that I started with way back in about 2010.
So you're now moving from just offering CSEC as well to CAPE. And tell me
Yes.
about that transition.
It's a good one as well. Last year when I was here, I would have spoken to Ria and I told her that of this year, we would want to launch out into a CAPE subject. So as of today, we now offer CAPE Communication Studies, and that was born out of a conversation in a trip that I would have had last year in St. Lucia. And because of the networking and the connection, I now have on board Miss Janique Alfred, who teaches communication studies at St. Lucia as well. So at IES, we not only have local tutors, some of our teachers are from Tobago, some are from Trinidad, and we also have teachers in the Caribbean. So we have Janique from St. Lucia, and we also have math being done by Deshawn, who is from Grenada. So we give that entire Caribbean perspective at the Institute of Academic Support. You can almost feel as if you are doing CSEC and CAPE and having that university type experience, having teachers as well as students from across the Caribbean as well.
And I want you to elaborate a little bit more on that point, because I really like that, the idea of just being able to connect with our Caribbean brothers and sisters. Tell me a bit about the philosophy behind that.
The philosophy for me, education is not just passing an exam. So the cultural infusion, I believe, is beneficial to the students as well. So they are able to learn not just from the experiences of teachers right here from Trinidad and Tobago, but from persons from other Caribbean islands as well. As you know, CSEC is done in about 16 Caribbean countries and CAPE. So the more you relate to, communicate to, and dialogue with persons across the Caribbean, to me, it's a win-win situation for the students.
And your classes take place virtually,
Yes, they
as
do.
opposed to physically. Are there any challenges that are faced with that? How has that been working for you?
It's working pretty good. I have started doing the CSEC classes online as of 2019, actually before COVID, when the world adapted to full online learning.
So you were ahead of the game.
I was ahead of the game. I launched it as a pilot project. Reason being, I was in demand. So I started in Charlottesville and Speyside and Betsy Hobas. I'm from Charlottesville. And persons from the western end of Tobago began reaching out to me. And because I could not be in everywhere, every place at the same time, I decided to start the virtual learning, and it has been good so far. And if you recognize as well, there are courses done all over the world online as well. So from CSET level, certificate level, right up to PhD, courses are done online. So that's the direction the world is going, and I am going to keep doing it as well.
And what about the success level?
The success level is great, Kandace, and that is why I have been the #1 person to look at in Tobago space, the Trinidad and Tobago space, as it relates to the success stories that we would have gained so far. Normally in January, we'll have a few persons writing the exam. We'll have the majority of persons writing the exam for the May, June, because that's the norm, and the success rate is wonderful. I've had great passes. Recently, 2 of my students in 2 Tobago schools I could recall in the area of POB would have copped the award as the best student in Speyside High as well as Scarborough Secondary. So I know that I'm doing something pretty good.
Well, congratulations
Thank
on that.
you,
And
thank
certainly for
you.
those students as well for being
Yes.
committed. But and talk about the growth you've seen in some students that have come into your classes, and what's that journey been like?
The journey has been rewarding. What I do at the Institute of Academic Support is empower students holistically. So we have other classes, we have guidance counselors, we have other sessions to prepare them for the world of work. And because of what I do in the day as well, it augurs well for what I do in the evening. So I'm really involved in youth development. That is my passion. And I tend to bridge what I do in the day and what I do at the Institute of Academic Support. So even from the parent perspective, we have a parent forum to ensure that we communicate with the parents as well, because as you know, learning, it's important for the students to learn, yes, but the environment in which they are from, the home situation, is important as well. So we keep the parents engaged with our parenting forums to ensure that they are well equipped to deal with some of the struggles, some of the problems that young people would give.
Now, are your classes only for high school students, or are you open to adults?
I am open to adults as well. I will say to my adults, welcome aboard. Sometimes the past may be hard, but you can always start again. So the classes, basically, they are for anyone interested in writing a CSEC exam. You can come aboard. The class is a great mix. And because of that, the infusion of the adults as well as the school students, the experience that the adults will give, because most of them are already in the working field or the working world, and the youthful exuberance from the young people, it really leads to great discussions in the classroom environment. So it's a win-win situation, and they learn from each other.
You know, when you look at our education system here in Trinidad and Tobago, one of the things that comes out is that, we teach our students to regurgitate material. We don't teach them critical thinking. Do you do anything differently to, invigorate the minds of our students, so that we're not just regurgitating information?
The tagline at IAS is ignite your mind, right? So you know that that is my forte. Yes, as I said before, we do not only teach students to pass an exam, we prepare them for life. And part of preparing students for life is to engage them in problem solving and critical thinking. So sometimes, to break the monotony in my classes, I would invite persons who are professionals like yourself to give that real life experience. So we may be doing a topic, for example, on legal aspects of a business. Instead of me just teaching legal aspects of a business from the POB syllabus, I will bring in a lawyer. I have lawyers like Josanne Hackett, Delicia Koshi, Avian Thomas. They are always on call and willing to support and give that real and true life experience, because they are directly working in the field.
And do you think that contributes to the success rate that you're seeing in your students?
It does. It contributes to the success rate, and it opens up as well some of the different professions and fields available, so that the young people can also pattern and go into those routes.
And then how can people get in touch with you? How can they be a part of this?
You can be a part of the Institute of Academic Support by simply calling or messaging us at 1-868-729-7567 or 1-868-394-3236. We are also on all social media platforms, three so far actually: TikTok, Facebook, as well as Instagram, at the Institute of Academic Support.
And then what about the future of the Institute of Academic Support? What are you seeing coming soon?
Coming soon, where we continue to engage our Caribbean brothers and sisters. Recently, we were in Guyana, networking and promoting the Institute. Very soon, we will be in St. Vincent, as well as Grenada, continuing to expand and broaden our scope and our horizons, and really networking with other Caribbean teachers, because we want to ensure that what we do at the Institute is synonymous to what is done in those Caribbean countries as well. As you know, Guyana,
Yes.
as of last year, 2022, they got the highest award for overall performance in CSEC, with a young lady copying 25 ones, right? So we continue to network in those countries as well. Additionally, we want to add some more subjects to the listing. Currently, we have 10 CSEC courses or classes, 2 lower level classes in maths and English geared to persons entering third form in September. And we now have 2 CAPE courses in the form of entrepreneurship and communication studies. So we want to continue to roll out these classes to include much more than what we offer now. And because we are also concerned with professional development of our young people, we want to also partner with like-minded institutions, not only on the island, but also in the Caribbean islands as well.
That's such wonderful things to hear. And, I'm going to give, as we get in a break to wrap up, I'm going to give you just a minute to just speak to the people out there as to why they should encourage their students to come in, or even the adults that need to, get their certifications. How can they get involved?
Right, you can get involved by reaching out to us, as we say, as I said before, any of our social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. You can reach out to me by calling or messaging 1-868-729-7567 or 394-3236. We have already started 3 of the subjects: POB, Social Studies, and Office Administration. The other subjects will begin on the 4th of September, and we are willing and able to bring everyone aboard. Our success rate is great. We have qualified, competent, and experienced teachers who are not only from Trinidad and Tobago, but throughout the Caribbean. So our class will be culturally rich, and the experience will be very rewarding. So you need to get on board. Get registered today.
All right, and that's a perfect way to wrap up this conversation. But thank you, Ms. Petula Jack, for being on with us and for sharing these amazing things that are happening with your institute. And I certainly hope that more people get involved as we try to boost our education system here in the country.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, viewers, so we got a lot more coming up for you after the break on GMT, so please don't go anywhere.